1.3.
When I get a day off, I like to go up into the Yorkshire Dales. These are sort of hills, about 20 miles from where I live, and I'll walk through the day. I'll set off while it's still dark and walk for about 8 hours, and at the end of that finish up in a village somewhere and have a nice meal.
I live in the country, and I'm quite lucky because where I live is sort of on the top of a range of low, flat hills, so it's quite windy. On good days, I like to take my children out and we go and fly kites. The children have got little kites because obviously if it's too windy and with a big kite, it'd be really too much for them. They couldn't control it. But they thoroughly enjoy being out just in the fresh air.
In my spare time, I really like visiting gardens, usually the gardens of big houses. And at every time of the year, there's something different to see. The spring, of course, is the best time, when everything's coming into bud, and then later in the summer into full flower. It's really wonderful. And even when it's raining, you can still get great pleasure visiting gardens.
Usually because I'm working during the week and sometimes on a Saturday as well. The only day off that I have would be a Sunday. And on Sunday, we like to get up early, make a big breakfast, and if the weather's good, I take my kids for a long walk in the country. We go off with our little fishing rods and sometimes go down to the local stream with a net and try and catch a few tiddlers or something like that.
1.2. I was reading in a magazine the other day about how common obesity is now. Some new research has found that over 40% of the population is overweight. Most people in the survey said they'd rather drive than walk, and that it's better to spend leisure time at home than outside. That's understandable in the winter, I guess, but surely everyone can build some exercise into their daily schedule.
I was reading in a magazine the other day about how common obesity is now. Some new research has found that over 40% of the population is overweight. Most people in the survey said they'd rather drive than walk, and that it's better to spend leisure time at home than outside. That's understandable in the winter, I guess, but surely everyone can build some exercise into their daily schedule.
1.1. Speaker 1.
I don't get a lot of time to myself these days, but if I have a couple of hours to spare, then I go down to the tennis club. I've just joined a tennis club near me, and we've moved to a new house, and the tennis courts are right outside the back of my garden, so I just literally walk down and go through the gate and spend a couple of hours knocking balls about.
Speaker 2.
When I've got some free time, I like to read. Usually, I avoid the latest fiction and look for novels or novelists that I've always known about and wanted to read. But occasionally, I just stroll through a bookshop, and sometimes it's just a cover of a book that makes me grab it and take it home.
Speaker 3.
When I've got spare time, I like to go to the lake. It's about a 20-minute drive, and when I get there, I go water skiing. I just love water skiing when the weather's good. And afterward, if I've got enough energy, I pick Saskatoon berries on the lane behind the cabin. And later on in the week, I make some pies.
Speaker 4.
My favourite thing to do on a sunny day is to go to the beach. It takes about an hour from my house. I have to get the train and a bus, but it's worth it. Lots of my friends live near the beach, so it's always the perfect way to catch up and enjoy the sunshine.
Speaker 5.
One of my favourite things to do when I've got a bit of spare time is to go fishing with my friends. We get a bit of tackle together, the fishing rods, pile it all into the back of a 4x4, and we head up into the mountains. There's some wonderful streams up there, well stocked with trout and carp and bream. We normally take a bit of a picnic up, some bread rolls and some ham and cheese, and it's just a nice day out.
1. C.
See you tonight.
See you tonight.
Are those your brothers?
Are those your brothers?
She was smoking.
She was smoking. 1. B.
That's better.
That's better.
I'm picking up the car next Tuesday.
I'm picking up the car next Tuesday.
What's your address?
What's your address?
I went out because I was hot and wanted some fresh air.
I went out because I was hot and wanted some fresh air.
English Pronunciation in Use, Advanced, by Martin Hewings, published by Cambridge University Press. This recording is copyright. CDA